Hi there, my name's Nick Dutch, and I am an experimental occultist. Now, if you were to listen to skeptics or scientists, I'm sure they would turn around to you and tell you that spirits or angels, demons, and all the rest of those just simply do not exist. Well, obviously that's a point of view, and I myself am still very skeptical about the objective existence of a spiritual being. However, I do find it curious that once in a while, under certain altered states of consciousness experiences, or in certain locations, or under certain strange circumstances which are not yet fully understood, these things which might not actually exist do still seem to be able to exert some variety of influence, whether this is just in the mind, or whether this is, and arguably, in the physical world as well. Now, as an experimental occultist, all I can do is to experiment and to explore, using maybe some tools and techniques which have been used by other spiritualists or mediums or occultists throughout history. And today what I'm going to do is an experiment. That's all, nothing more and nothing less. To invoke the spirit of Edgar Allan Poe, and to see whether he has some kind of desire to communicate with us, or some message. The method I'm going to use is the OUIJA or talking board. I'm sure you've seen some of my previous videos, and if you haven't, you can go to my channel and search for OUIJA, and I'm sure you'll find a wealth of information on the subject. So, on with the experiments. This is completely and utterly unrehearsed and unscripted. I have no idea precisely what's going to happen, and all I can do is just to place my fingers on the planchette and see whether anything does occur. So, without further ado, here we go. The summoning of the spirit of Edgar Allan Poe. I summon the Edgar Allan Poe, great writer, poet. I summon thee forward. Come, be present. Let me feel thy presence, and I give unto you the gift of being able to use my energy, to be able to use my own fingertips, to be able to move this indicator on this board, to help you to be able to spell out a message or to communicate to me. You may use my eyes to be able to locate the letters you may wish to move the planchette to. Let me feel your presence. Are you there? Five. Does that number have some significance to you? Yes. Does that have some meaning to you with reference to your work? No. Does that have some meaning with reference to someone that you loved? No. Does that have some meaning to you with reference to your death? Yes. Edgar Allan Poe, are you still feeling pain, suffering or loss as a result of your death? No. Can I ask you why it is that you gave me the number 5 and suggested that it was something to do with your death? L. A. W. Law. Is this some law that was broken? Or one of the 10 Commandments? Which is it? The law that was broken? No. Hang on, is it something to do about the right to remain silent about something? Yes. Okay. So, is it that you don't want to tell me something? No. Okay. Alright, I'm glad you feel open. I'm glad you feel willing and able to talk to me about this. So was it somebody choosing not to say something that they've done? Someone choosing to avoid confessing to something, and there wasn't enough evidence? Would that be coming closer to what's going on here? Yes. Okay. Do you know who was responsible? You. N. S. U. R. Unsure. Are you saying you're unsure? Yes. But you've got a feeling as to who it might be. Yes. Can I do something to help? D. O. E. S. D. O. Does. I does it. M A T R MATR. Does it matter? N W. Does it matter NW? Well, my initials are ND. NW. Does it matter? Does it matter now? You're asking me, does it matter now? Is that correct? Yes. Well, does it matter to you? No. So you're quite prepared to just let it be, even though you know who might have done it. Is there anything else you want to tell me? E U G. You're not making any sense. EUG doesn't make any sense. L W A S LWAS M Y L was MY. L was MYL. LO L was M-Y-L-O-V. L was my love. L. Is that Lenore you're talking about? So are you trying to tell me you based Lenore from someone you actually used to know? And you were talking about the feelings you had about Lenore? Yes. So would I be right in saying that the pain you might still be feeling is the pain of the memory of Lenore? And that longing that was written in the poem, Lenore, and in The Raven, was a real emotion you felt. Yes. Goodbye. Well, there you have it. That's what happened, and all I can do is show you basically what's come through or what's occurred. There was a bit of a feeling of a presence with me when I was doing that. It was quite calm, quite objective. I'm not quite sure why those 3 letters, that expression of disgust, was coming through within the session itself. However, it was interesting that the apparent spirit seemed to suggest that Lenore was either a real character in Edgar Allan Poe's life, or in fact was based upon a real character, and the feelings that were expressed in both The Raven and the poem Lenore were expressions of real feelings that he had for her. It's also rather interesting that this character, this apparent spirit, seems rather objective about the time of passing, and not really caring who it was who might have been responsible, possibly even for his own death. What this means in reality or in practice, we can only guess, and we'll have to just chalk this up to be yet another strange experience which can be had if you're someone who happens to be an experimental occultist. God bless.